Hey guys, I'm AfroGeek PlusUltraNappy and welcome back to a brand new video. So, today I have once again another unboxing. Now, this unboxing in particular is a series that I absolutely love. I watched it on Kids WB when I was a kid. It was probably one of the best shows for us. For us. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You know. And it taught us so much. And it had a kick-ass theme song and just overall best voice work. And I'm sure you guys have read the title. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, so I got the package here. Let's go ahead and open it up. Oh yes! Static Shock, the complete Season 4. Now, I think I'm dying. I know some of you guys are like, why start off with Season 4? Like, why are you showing us an unboxing of the 4th season? Well, it's because I've already seen Seasons 1 through 3, and I've seen 4, but at one of my jobs, because I work 2 part-time jobs, at one of them, we got the first 3 seasons in for our kids' room. I watched all 3 of them, and I didn't really ask to get Season 4, so I just took it up upon myself to buy it for my own collection. Flip it to the back. There goes the back. I do plan on, of course, getting seasons 1 through 3, you know, for the collection, because, I mean, you just can't have Season 4 a Static Shock and not have 1 through 3. Like, that's just absurd. Alright, so basically, for some of you that don't know, Static Shock was a show that aired in the early 2000s, and I believe it ended in 2004, 2005. I'll actually leave the shows running somewhere up here for you guys, so that way you guys know the actual showtime running. So basically, Static Shock was a show from Kids WB, you know, Warner Brothers Animation Studios. It's about a kid named Virgil Hawkins who grows up with his father and his older sister, and they grow up in a house. And basically one day, he, and along with others in his city, gets hit with this gas. They are known as, I think, the Big Bang. Yeah, it's known as the Big Bang. And I don't know why I had to think about that for a minute. So everybody gets hit with this gas, and they're, you know, it's called the Big Bang, and everybody gets supernatural powers. And I believe the term for them was called Bang Babies. I think it was called Bang Babies. It sounds really weird. Static, along with other people in the series, end up getting superpowers caused from the Big Bang and this gas. And Static gets electricity powers, which allows him to manipulate electricity. So he can, like, also move things of electricity and just kind of do a bunch of stuff. And, you know, he becomes the title character, Static Shock. And there's a lot of guest stars in it. You know, Lil Romeo and Master P did the theme song for seasons 3 and 4. Static Shock was voiced by Phil Lamar. And, man, I'll tell you what, it was a treat getting to meet him back when I was 18. I went to go see him at Wizard World Comic Con St. Louis. And, man, I'll put a little photo in here now. It was a treat. Just hearing him get to talk about his work with Static Shock and everything was great. Now, this season in particular, it features more of his best friend Richie, who goes by the name Gear. He doesn't actually have like anything physical superpowers, but his IQ and his mind increased by a crap ton, giving him super intelligence, being able to create gadgets and weapons and stuff like that. So he goes by the nickname Gear, and he becomes, like, not quite Static's sidekick, but his, like, superhero companion. You could say it like that. And this season actually is really good. In my opinion, I personally think this is one of the best shows that is to come out during, like, my childhood. It teaches you a lot about, you know, it teaches you a lot about respect. It teaches you about racism. It teaches you about school violence. The 2 main episodes that stood out to me, that come to mind, was the episode where Virgil went over to Richie's house and his dad was racist because, you know, it starts off with Richie kind of like, I don't think that's a good idea, you sleeping over. And he's like, oh, come on, what's the worst that can happen? I want to meet your pops. And so they're at the dinner table. We're talking about rap. Him and Richie are talking about this new hip-hop album. And his dad kind of like throws, you know, like a fit. Talking about, oh, you know, why is hip-hop even a thing? This will not be allowed in my house. When Virgil goes to brush his teeth, he overhears his dad, Richie's dad, say, I told you it's bad enough I gotta work, or I gotta live or walk past these people, but now I got one of them in my house. And Virgil starts to pick up, oh, his dad's racist. But throughout that episode, you know, he talks to Virgil's dad because Richie ends up going missing because he doesn't like how his dad is racist. And he blames Virgil's dad, Mr. Hawkins, for it. And Mr. Hawkins kind of says, I don't care if you're racist or not. Don't you blame me for your son going missing, or my son. He's the best thing that's ever happened to Richie, in my opinion. And all that stuff. And in the end, realizes that racism is wrong. And he ends up being really fond of Virgil and allowing him to come over and do all sorts of There's that one, and then the school shooting one with the kid named Jimmy. I think the title of the episode's name is Jimmy, with this kid that gets bullied a lot. And when Virgil and Richie go over, he's like, hey, do you want to see my dad's gun and stuff? And then they feel uncomfortable and they leave. And Jimmy gets bullied trying to help set up for this event that's going on in the school. And so the bullies pick on him, and he ends up bringing a gun to school, and he accidentally ends up shooting Richie in the leg. Jimmy ends up being expelled and has to go to a juvenile detention center, and I think like to see a therapist or some sort of psychiatrist or something. And it's those two. I actually cried. It brought flashbacks to me of when I used to get bullied a lot in school, and it made me actually cry, and it was really sad. I know some of you were like, hey, you a bro, but that's how I feel. Like, hits home. Like, that show really hit home for a lot of people, especially like it was. Once again, I want to say it was a win for us, because a lot of shows around that time were really popular. It's a lot, especially with black people. Like, you know, you had multiple shows like The Proud Family, PJs, Static Shock, so many of them. And I'm just glad that Static Shock had 4 seasons and that they finally are releasing the DVDs of the show, because at first you couldn't get them anywhere. There was like maybe 1 DVD out, and then as of last year, maybe 2017, they just started releasing, actually, as of late 2017, they started releasing the seasons. Like, every few months they would release a season on DVD, and I'm so glad they did, because they made it so hard to find. Now, without further ado, let's open it up. I talked way too much in this, so this video is going to end up being long for no reason. So here it is without the plastic on it. Right there's the front, you know, with static and gear, and then there's everybody on the back. Alright, so here goes the inside. It looks really nice and clean. There goes the disc. You guys can see a disc 1 and disc 2. And I believe this show has how many episodes? Okay, so I'm guessing it's 13 episodes, because I just counted the episodes on each disc, and I got 13, so 13 episodes in this season, which is good, which is really good. Alrighty guys, thank you for watching this unboxing video of Static Shock, the 4th and final season on DVD. Don't forget to subscribe on this channel for more videos. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and SoundCloud, both in the links in the description below. And don't forget to follow me on my gaming channel, Pokemon86. Alrighty guys, I am AfroGeek +UltraNappy, and I am Shazone.